Greetings, everyone. I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 3 of albums that are 40 years old in 2024 as we look back 40 years ago to 1984. 29 days in the month, we picked out our 29 favorite albums across all genres that are celebrating their 40th birthdays or 40th anniversaries here in 2024. 1984. So for today, we're going to go back. It's the second studio album from this American band, released September 14th, 1984, recorded at Cherokee Studios in Hollywood, California, produced by Tom Werman, Roy Thomas Baker, and Michael Wagner. There's a whole story about that. For Elektra Records, I'm talking about Dokken's Tooth and Nail. Dun, 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 dun. Great album. My favorite Dokken album, actually. And I remember it like it was yesterday because I was a freshman in college in 1984, in September of 1984. So September 14th, that's when it officially came out. I probably got dropped off by my parents at school the last week in August. So this thing was brand spanking new. I remember I drove to Rock Fantasy from New Paltz, New York to Middletown, New York to buy this when it came out on LP, and I remember this was like a part of the soundtrack to my freshman year at school, which was pretty damn cool. I was completely into it. And I already had the Breaking the Chains album before then, so I was well familiar with Dokken at this time. Of course, the classic lineup of the band: Don Dokken himself on lead vocals, George Lynch on guitars, Jeff Pilson bass and backing vocals, and Mick Brown on drums. And of course, the whole story here is that originally when they started off making this album, Tom Werman was the producer who was signed on to work with this band and this album. But man, there were all sorts of issues between the producer and Dokken and Lynch, so he wound up saying, "I'm out of here," right? And then they brought in late in the game, they brought in both Roy Thomas Baker and Michael Wagner to finish up the album, mix the album, and whatnot. So, but I think it's a great sounding album. Actually, it's one of my favorite sounding, from a production standpoint, albums from the band. Just really, really great, and a lot of really, really cool songs on here. So you got the opening "Without Warning" instrumental. Yeah, that's Lynch is so good, and I almost wish this band did more instrumentals. They really wasn't their thing. We would get more of that later on from him. But the title track, Tooth and Nail, just terrific, so heavy. Love that riff, love the guitar solo. Just Got Lucky, big and catchy. Heartless Heart, cool grinding rocker. Don't Close Your Eyes, terrific kind of moody song right there. Excellent stuff. And then over on side 2, you got the just hard rocking When Heaven Comes Down. You got the kind of ballad, sort of ish, Into the Fire, right? That was kind of pushed as a single. But it's not really a ballad, though. It's more like kind of like a mid-paced rocker, but just kind of dark and moody. Bullets to Spare, big up-tempo track right there. You got Alone Again. That's more the ballad on the album. That's a terrific song. And then the Fast and Furious, Turn on the Action. And everywhere you go on this album, you got the great melodic vocals from Don. You got the heavy drumming from Mick, and then of course those expert riffs and blazing solos all throughout the album. I mean, if for my money, this is the album that cemented George Lynch as one of the premier guitar players on the scene. Just really, really good stuff here. So, charts. This made it to number 49 on the U.S. Billboard charts, and it also certified platinum here in the States at 1 million copies sold. Didn't do much around the rest of the world. But as far as like singles go, in 1984 they released Into the Fire, which made it to number 21. Just Got Lucky made it to number 27, and Alone Again made it to, on the mainstream rock charts, number 20, and on the Billboard Hot 100, number 64. And as far as the release dates on those, Into the Fire was September 11th, 1984. Just Got Lucky, November 19th in 84, and then in March 85, Alone Again was released in the single, which is kind of strange. I would have thought that Alone Again would have been released as the first single. But, again, we're in 1984. We're not yet at that point, just about there, where the power ballads just got pushed to the moon, always first, right? So that would be right around the corner. And you have to wonder if maybe kind of like the success, even though Alone Again didn't take the world by storm, it still did fairly well for a band like this. And I think, going forward, those power ballads would be pushed, quite a bit for all these type of bands. So yeah, that's my pick for today. Dokken Tooth and Nail, pick number 3. Let us know what you think of this album down there in the comments below, as well as list your pick in the comments, and we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 4. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we get the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. Don't forget, ranking the albums coming up tomorrow with Anathema. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.